to knit one, heart two. I don't care.
Heart two. Episode 162.
You sure
It
now?
is, in fact, 162 this week, as it was not 162 last week. I don't know why I thought that. I can't count.
I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37.
And I'm Wendy, also known as Penny Wendy. Welcome to the show this week. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. And if you're a new viewer, thanks for checking us out.
And my son makes fun of me when I go like this.
I can't even do that.
It's just, I go, like if you were to do high five. Look, see, my other hand's normal, but this one's Abby normal.
Well, I mean, they all, if I put my fingers together, But
no, just when I'm like, hi, look at my finger.
Yeah, that's... Oh my God.
I'm just making fun of myself.
I can't even.
Right.
I can't even.
Talk to the hand.
Because the ears ain't listening. All right. We have so much to do this week. We have to get right.
No hassling around for us today.
No.
So, whatever.
Well, not like last time, the Scattered show, where I seriously had to edit out like 15 different places because it was out of control. Yes.
I may be doing that now.
Yeah, we're doing it right now. We got to stop.
All right. So we have a lot of shout outs. We have 5 contests.
5 contests we are drawing for today. We are drawing for the Stash Buster. We're drawing for the Yvonne's Wings pattern. We're drawing for the 3 different types of fiber samples that I got. That I test spun, I guess you would call it. That was the other thing. When I was talking about my crocheted thing last week, I kept saying knit the whole time.
Oh, well, that's what you're used to, I suppose.
I know. So
also, I added, I already created a thread for our June stash knit along, crochet along. So post your pictures. It'll go for the month. We have one more month for the sock knit along, which plug it away.
Yeah, it's good for you. I'm already done with my socks.
I'm doing Operation Sock Drawer. Although I counted yesterday because we did laundry yesterday. I do it every day, but I was putting my wool socks away because I'm not able to wear them.
Yeah.
And I had like 20 pairs. I'm like, go me.
Yeah, good for you.
They're not all gonna last.
No, I need to go do my annual.
But you know what I've been wearing? Side note is I've been wearing my cotton blends because those I can wear.
Yeah, that's good.
Not so much the wool.
I have a couple of cotton blend pairs that my mom gave me. I wear those. Yeah. Of course, it's been so cold here. Randomly.
Yeah.
When I came over to your house on last week to record,
it was cool, wasn't it?
Well, when I went out in the morning, it was humid, and not that it was like 65. And when I came home, it actually felt a little bit better outside. It wasn't so bad. And then I went to pick my kids up at 2, and it was like 40.
Yeah.
I said, what the heck happened?
Welcome to New England.
Yeah, but this New England is like the crazy
well, we
level.
seem to be going from winter to summer with really no spring in between, and that's what it's been lately. Like last week, Friday, I think it felt like an October day.
Yeah, because it was
cold and raw with the rain.
And now today it's like almost like it's in the 70s or the low 70s.
Yeah, short sleeves.
I know.
You have your windows open. That's like
surprising
right there.
Tell me, but it's got a nice breeze. But I don't know. Like I could go get my kids and come home and it could be 40 again. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know what clothes to bring anywhere with me. Yeah. I take a sweater with me everywhere.
Well, you know what? Even in the summer, I take a sweatshirt with me because AC can be over, especially if you're in a restaurant.
But on Saturday morning, I was out playing in the yard with my kids, and then at 1:30, I went to a scrapbooking crop, that was from 2 to
Did you say
10 a crop.
That's not what I heard.
Scrapbooking crop. That's what they call it if you're a scrapbooker. You heard crap? No, I didn't say crap. I said crop. And it was so cold. It got so cold there that I had to borrow a towel from Diane and wrap it around my legs.
Really?
I was wearing shorts and I was indoors. But it was like, it's in the basement and it was so cold. And it got down to like 40 that night.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been crazy. So now that we've done all of our
kiboshing,
our sidetracking, we're going to stick to the plan now. We are sticking to the plan, and I'm going to tell you what I have on the needles, on the dance card.
Hop on the bus, Gus. Don't need to discuss much.
The only thing that I'm actively knitting on the needles this week, is that the front, is my Starleaf shawl.
Pretty colors.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's coming out pretty. I love the beads. I think that they're really pretty. And I would have been farther along, but I had to rip out like 5 rows because I was watching I was watching True Blood. I started watching True Blood because if you have Amazon Prime, they are now streaming the first 3 episodes of True Blood and a bunch of other HBO series for free. I think after season 3, I think you have. Did I say episodes? I'm so tired.
Yeah, you did say episodes.
I'm sorry.
They
are streaming the first 3 seasons of True Blood and a bunch of other HBO, shows that they've developed that aren't necessarily on Netflix.
Okay.
On
I was
Amazon
just gonna say,
Prime.
Are they on Netflix? But
on
they're not.
Amazon
Okay.
Prime, and you can get the first 3 seasons for free. And then since I have Netflix mail order, I'm gonna mail order the rest of the seasons.
Oh.
I'm gonna have them send me. So I started to watch it, and I was watching season 2 yesterday, and I totally made a big mistake on the center of my shawl. And today, when I went to start it up again, I was like, "Oh, that's not right." But it was one of those things where I had to rip down. I had to rip back all the rows because I didn't think that I could pick it up the right way without reknitting it. So here it is. This is knit out of Fiber Fleece Artist Saldana 2, which is 100% merino lace in the Stardust colorway. It's really pretty. It's like navy blue, but it has little bits of like a greenish tone and some pale parts, so it's really pretty. And I was gifted this by Siberian Cat, who had it left over from her sweater, so I have that whole skein and 2 smaller skeins. So I'm using up the smaller skein right now, and these are the beads I'm using. Let's see if I can get...
Yeah, that's a better...
Oop.
And you just lost one.
And I just lost one in my computer. Let's pick it out before it gets stuck. They're like dark iridescent beads, and I'm really happy with them. I got them at the bead store that's next door to Webb's. And it's Starleaf Shawl by Jenny Johnson Jonan, and this is the same pattern I knit for the wedding shawl for my friend Hillary, and now I'm doing one for myself. And I am just about to start the leaves, so the yoke of it is almost done. And that is all I have actively that I'm working on the needles.
Actively, I have just one, and that's the sock, and it's not very active right now. The hours that I'm doing just are not conducive to knitting right now, and I'm exhausted when I get home. The last thing I want to do, after I have been sitting in 2 hours of traffic every freaking night, no matter what time I leave, and I've been leaving at 4 o'clock, and I'm still sitting at 2 hours of traffic.
That's horrible.
So hopefully that will change very soon. More news on that another time. So yeah, I'm working on my Mystik Spiral Socks by Josh Rikes. I've yet to be corrected, so that's how I'm saying it. And I think I've made only maybe an inch or 2 progress since last week, and I apologize. But I'm just about, actually that looks longer than it probably should be. I should probably stop doing that.
Yeah, that looks like it would fit my foot.
Well, if anyone has done the Fish Lips Kiss Heel, I have the pattern right here because I'm about to start it. It tells you where to do it, and I don't have my foot pattern with me. It's in another bag.
Like, you seriously going to use the foot pattern?
I did. I had a foot pattern for it. I made it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just did it where I normally do a sock.
Yeah.
Heel.
I mean, I know.
For a toe up.
I know what, well, see, I know with, Spice Man, I know how long I need to do it because you have a gusset there.
Right.
But this one I haven't.
With a short row heel, I know that I have to start it between 1.5 and 2 inches from the back of my foot. And that's...
Yeah, right about, believe it or not.
That's what she said also, that lines up with that bone. So
I'm just going to do a couple more white. Yeah. So I'd rather have it a tiny bit longer.
Yeah.
especially where this is so tight down the front.
Give you a little extra room.
Yeah, so I think how it's going to work out, my fish lips kiss heel. I had to cheat and look at my pattern. I think the heel is going to fall on the blue section, and that's the thicker section, which will be fine.
Great.
And then I have an appointment tomorrow, and I have to wait until they read whatever they need to read before I can leave, so I'll be either knitting or reading.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I have actively on the needles.
Cool. Rate your date. So I do have a date to rate, finally. I didn't get to block it because it is Monday, and I thought, until this morning, I thought we were recording tomorrow, but then I realized that I personally have a conflict, and then you had a conflict too.
No, because I would have come out afterwards.
Yeah, that's true. So, I finished the Brush Creek Cowlette, and here it is. You cannot see the colors at this distance.
Gosh, no.
It looks like it's just black, but I will show it to you up close in a second. So, as you know, I modified it. I reknit it and modified it so that I did a yarn over before the last stitch on every row. And then when I went back on the opposite side, I dropped the yarn over so that it would give a little stretch to it. And you can see there's quite a bit of stretch because when I knit
but not too much.
No. When I knit it as written, it would not go over my head once I attached it. It's really nice. I think it'll be nicer once I block it out a little bit. I knit this with my handspun, and there, now you can see the colors on it. This was a Fiber Optic braid in the Blackbird colorway, and it's a gradient from black to turquoise. Did not get all of the turquoise in the bottom. It's quite a bit, but not all of it. I ended up doing a picot bind off, which is also a modification because it used up more yarn. Because this is hand spun, so I wanted to get rid of it, and I didn't have that much left.
Make a nice little baby hat.
I could make a baby hat. Maybe I'll make a hat for my baby niece. Just a little bit left. So, and because it's super soft, it's merino silk. Not a good hat for washing, but I mean a good fiber. Yeah, I'll make it for my baby niece. So. That's that, and I'm so glad that it's done. Like I said before, it really wasn't a difficult knit, but I kept making mistakes in the top part, I think primarily because the yarn is so dark, and I wasn't able to read my stitches as well. And then I had to reknit it that one time because that was a pattern error. I should have read the notes. To see, this is a side edge, not a cast on edge.
Oh, right.
So whenever you have a side edge that's going to need to have stretch in it, it's like the Color Affection shawl.
Oh,
you need to put a yarn over into it, or you need to knit very loosely, consciously knit very loosely on the ends, or you're going to have a very sturdy, stiff neck, and that's just not going to work for something like this. But this is a great idea. It just hangs on your neck like a shawl. You know, for people that drape their shawls, and it won't come off. And I think it'll be really pretty. So I don't know if I'm going to keep it or if it's going to go in the bin. But I really enjoyed knitting with this yarn and doing a gradient from it. So I'm excited to spin another gradient.
Come to the dark side and knit for the bin.
Yeah, I know. Seriously.
That's not you.
No, but I just have so many shawls and stuff. Like, at a certain point, I'm like, I actually threw some stuff away that got moth holes in it. And normally I would try to repair it, but it was things that I just didn't wear that much, which is how they got moth-eaten. And I'm like, no, throw them out. I'll just knit something else. And that's when I realized I should give away more knit stuff. So this might become a present for somebody someday.
Well, that would be good.
Maybe for you, Rachel, who tried to send me mind waves to give her this yarn. She was doing the mind waves on me. So, Brush Creek Cowlette by Karina Spencer. It's a really good pattern. The only modification I really think you have to make is the edging part. Until you join in the round, you really need to loosen up that edging so you get the stretch, or it will not go over your head. I don't have a giant head, but it was like the hole was like this big. But I can recommend it. The pattern's well written. It's easy to do. It is really not. I think if you had not a black yarn, it would be easier. So don't use a black yarn for it because it's hard to read. But that's it. All that I have this week.
I don't have a rate your date. I really was hoping to. I showed my trillion last week. Okay?
Yeah.
I was really hoping to maybe at least have half of the rate your date, project half done with my sock, but it's just a lot of things going on right now. And I just working those 12-hour shifts and then driving that long, I'm dead.
I know. I don't blame you.
So, and we're recording Monday, and I worked last night overnight.
Oh, I didn't realize you had last night overnight.
Every Sunday.
Can you tell that I was up most of the night last night? I totally can't talk.
You.
No, it's just with you're used to it.
But
with me, when I get one night of bad sleep. No, but I'm just saying, can you notice how I cannot talk today? It's because I didn't sleep last night.
I was sleeping, and then for some reason, this is my own fault. No, this is my own fault for when I go to sleep. My husband will typically, when I come home, he goes right back up to bed.
Right.
So I have to get Zachary on the bus. And today I said, not today. But we have a futon downstairs so that when I did work overnight, I would be sleeping there and the kids could go outside and I'd hear them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just went to the futon. Well, that was my own fault because the phone woke me up several times.
Oh, yeah.
But in the end, it actually worked out better for other reasons.
Well, that's good.
So, yeah. I have no rate your date. Future date. No, Whirlwind
Romance. I'm still working on my Spunky Eclectic spin. I showed it last week. I have about half of the fiber spun now. This is what's left. One more big pop of pink. The rest of it's brown and gray pretty much. This is the one that I already have spun. It's going to be really pretty. I can't wait to see
how
what
that
it's
flies
like.
up to be.
This is BFL in the Malala colorway, which I believe was either a limited edition or a discontinued color. But I don't think you can get it anymore because I know for a while I was asking Amy King, who is Spunky Eclectic, every time I saw her, do you have any more of that? She was like, I might. But I don't think she does. So, this is some of the best I've had. This is the first time that I can remember, so it's possible I might have done it once before, that I have spun straight BFL. And I really enjoyed it. Yeah, this is a nice fiber to spin. It spins really easily. And I've been just watching my True Blood and spinning mindlessly, except when I was working on this, which, as we found out, I should have probably just stuck to the spinning since I made a mistake on it. But I'm really enjoying it, and I was hoping to finish it by today, like to finish it and ply it by today, but
because we were planning to record tomorrow.
Yeah, so I was gonna have finished yarn for you tomorrow because I'm pretty close, and I didn't get as much spinning done this weekend as I had hoped because as I mentioned earlier, I did a scrapbooking day from 2 until 10 p.m. because that's one of the other crafts that I do.
One of so many.
One of the many crafts. How's the cross
stitching going?
It's going great.
Is it?
Yes. Did I show you the cross-stitch sampler that my sister-in-law asked me to make for her?
No.
It's so cute. She texted me a picture of it, and she said, if you get me for Secret Santa this year, because we do Secret Santa, can you please make me this? And it's a black background, and it says, damn, it feels good to be a gangsta, and like fancy writing with cross-stitch flowers around it. It's like a little sampler. She's like, I totally want this.
Yeah, so yeah.
And I said, I'll just make it for you. We don't need to wait for Christmas. It will only take that's a short project. So I gotta, actually I was gonna go buy the supplies for it today. So, I need to do that. And I'm halfway done with the big sampler. I'm almost done with the bottom. Yeah. I work on it when I get tired of doing the spinning and knitting. But since I've ramped up my spinning lately, I haven't done as much cross-stitching because those are the two things that I do.
See, that's the problem with doing multi-crafts is you got to find time for all of that and be happy about it. Like,
Yeah.
Like, for me with multi-projects, if we were recording tomorrow, I would have had something else on the needles.
Me too.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, not because it's just something that I wanted to
I wanted to cast something on too, but I just
because I finished my trillion, and I really do like having two projects, one that takes more brain power and one that doesn't.
Like this, yeah. I was going to cast
this
on
doesn't
something
take more.
simpler. And that's why I do scrapbooking 3 to 4 times a year. I go to a day-long crop like that where meals involved. This summer, we're actually going to try doing it once a month, so I'm going to try it out. But between all the traveling I've done, and, I just haven't had, my weekends free, so I've had less time to craft at all. And if I do want to do a trip or something with my scrapbooking, I tend to do it online, digital scrapbooking, because it's just easier for me. I don't have to pull all my supplies out and set up a table. So, yeah, but it's true. I do a lot of different crafts, but not all of them get a whole bunch of attention. And if I start ramping up my spinning like I have been, then something gets to the side a little bit. And even though I still cross-stitch at least one day a week, I haven't gotten a ton done on it because, haven't had a ton of free time.
Right.
So, but I'm happy that my sister-in-law asked me to make her something. I'm totally going to make it right away for her because...
It's kind of like when my brother asked for
a hat.
You
if somebody asks you, it's like, I'm totally making that for you. Thank you.
Although it does depend.
Because even though I'm a selfish knitter, when somebody asks for something specifically because they want me to make it, and it's somebody that I know
I was just going to say, it depends on who it is, too, because I had a
coworker.
No. Well, one coworker asked for socks, and I knit those for her. Now, she no longer works there anymore. But I don't have any regrets knitting those because I knew she would appreciate it.
Right.
But yet another coworker asked, and there was just something where she wasn't knit-worthy.
Well, my sister-in-law has asked me to make socks for her, and I'm like, yeah, speak to my mother.
Hey, mother would make them for her.
If she asks me to make her anything else, I would. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't like knitting socks, so I'm not going to... I know I would like them even less if they weren't for me. Do you know what I mean? But I'll cross-stitch whatever she wants,
right.
I'll do that if she asks me. I'll totally do it for her because I love her. She's my sister. My only close sister. She lives 5 minutes away. So I will do just about anything for her. So anyway, that's it for Whirlwind Romance. Future dates. I spoke last week that I was going to do, and it's Tan House Brook. You were right. Tan House Brook shawl. I thought it was Tan Brook House, but whatever I was saying last week is not the right name for it. It's
Tan House Brook Shawl.
Tan House Brook Shawl, yes. By Jennifer Lassonde. And she's
from the Down Cellar Studio.
Right. I am going to knit that.
Also known as Boston Jen.
Boston Jen. If you're on Instagram or Ravelry, I think she's Boston Jen too. I am going to knit that in a loop bat gradient that I have, 550 yards of.
That you haven't spun for yet.
No, I have it.
Oh,
I spun it 2 years ago, so it's old.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it was the first loop bat I ever got. I got it from Completely Pointless and Arbitrary knit-along group, or spin-along group. And I spun it, and it's beautiful. And the funny thing is, it's almost the same colors as this. It's almost black, turquoise, green, purple. It's almost exactly the same. I'm like, can you tell I like the same colors? But I thought it would be fun to knit that shawl out of it. And Jen told me it's a really relaxing, easy knit. So I'm totally going to do it.
Well, that was what I was going to cast on yesterday. And as a matter of fact, I was looking at it. I'm using my Gypsy Girl Creations in the Gypsy Girl Creations transition yarn. Sorry, I'm just trying to find it. In the Twisted Loop colorway. This is what it looks like.
It's pretty.
You can't really see this, but there we go. Wait a minute.
There.
There's blue in there. So it starts with the bright green.
There you go. You can
to a
see
blue to a purple.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Neon green to like a grass green to a blue to a purple. So what I'm going to do is I'm starting on, so it starts at the neck here. So I'm going to start the purple with the neck and go out so that the green is the other color. But what I'm doing, and the reason I would have had progress on it if I really thought about it, I'm going to knit a couple rows with the purple on this one. Excuse me.
My goodness.
Fiber or something.
Or cat hair.
Either that or the...
Oh, maybe the fiber. Yeah.
And then knit a couple of rows with this and alternate back and forth. So when I was looking at the pattern on it, I was just concerned about where the increases were. So I actually started another pattern. Because I don't necessarily knit the pattern, I knit the yarn.
Right.
And I started Arroyo. I don't remember who it's by. And I started with the green because it goes from the bottom edge up to the neck. Then as I'm like 5 rows into it with 241 stitches, because it's a free pattern.
Right.
241 stitches, it dawned on me that it's short row shaping. And that the plan of using the 2 different skeins wouldn't work.
Not going to work.
So I ripped it all out, so that's where I am right now. So if we were actually recording tomorrow, I would have had more, but we're not.
We're not.
So I'm stuck doing my heel.
We're surprise recording today. This is surprise recording.
We made the decision at, what, 9:30, 10 o'clock?
I was sitting on my couch, and Sheila texted me for a completely different reason, and I was like, hey, by the way, I can't record tomorrow. I just realized. Like, seeing your name, I was like, because my in-laws are coming into town tonight, and tomorrow we are taking our kids out of school for the day so that they can spend time. Yes.
Now, is your husband going with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's his parents.
Sure. Yeah, well.
His parents. I know. So, yeah. So that's it for future dates. Crushes and heartbreaks. This week... Let me think a minute. I guess my crush was I got to do scrapbooking. I have been scrapbooking with this group since 2006. So it's been a long time. Yes. I met them through my neighbor. And we were originally, when I first moved here, right after Lily was born, 2003. I've been scrapbooking with them since 2003. Excuse me. Since 2003 or possibly 2004, but it's been a while. And we started out in a local church, and then we joined a bigger group at the church in Wakefield where we go now. And so I have a lot of good friends. One of the ladies there is pregnant with her first babies. She's having twins.
Oh, wow.
She wasn't able to make it. She's due really soon. But, like, I get to catch up with her a few times a year when we go to this, and it's nice. And my friend Diane Oz also scrapbooks, so she went with me. We did the day together, which was really fun.
Oh, good.
It's fun to hang out with a friend while you do it. And so that's one of my crushes. I think that's pretty much... I'm trying to think. What did my husband make me mad about this weekend? I can't remember. Something. He got me mad about something. That would be my heartbreak that we had to see. And it was so important that I can't even remember what it is today. So I guess it wasn't that important. But boy, did he make me mad. I don't remember why. Oh, I remember why. It was not a big deal. It was, once again, my husband's notorious lack of remembering to tell me about things in advance and then expecting me to, like, make arrangements. For the short version is, he called me at 6:30 to find out if I could get a babysitter so that we could go out at 7.
Whoa.
While I was driving from a half hour away. Like, I'm supposed to manage this all from the car. So that annoyed me. But that is my husband's complete lack of common sense. He's always been like that. We've been married 23 years. I don't think it's going to change. But that's the only bad thing that's the only bad thing that happened to me this week.
Not a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing.
No.
So, that's my crushes and heartbreaks.
For me, I have quite a few things going on. We were supposed to go for deep sea fishing yesterday. Cam booked the trip with a friend of ours, and then the friend called to cancel because his brother just became a priest.
Wow.
Yeah. And his first mass was yesterday, Newton.
Oh.
And the mother wanted him there.
I can see that.
Yeah. But I guess he got into a fight, so they ended up staying over our house on Saturday. Because his friend he moved to Korea.
Right.
And he was visiting for the ordination. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was a real word. Ordination to the priesthood. And so he leaves actually this Thursday. So we're trying to do things because he's got a little boy.
Yeah.
And so he came over Saturday night. And the kids had fun. I, however, went out with my friend. And we went to a bar in Boston. We had a lot of fun.
Well, where'd you go?
A bar in Boston.
Okay.
We'll leave it at that.
Okay. That sounds like fun.
It was. We had a lot of fun. Trying to think what else.
I'm trying to think, but nothing's happening.
Yeah, well, that doesn't surprise me. Just traffic stinks. School's out soon.
Yes.
That should be interesting. Don't know how that's going to work.
It'll work.
Oh, I know.
It always does.
It does, I know. School's out every year. It's not like it's a surprise. I think that's about it for now. Yeah, for now. That's about it. I don't have much going on.
No, not much is going on for now.
Nope.
Check back with us in a couple of weeks.
Maybe
something more will be happening then.
Tomorrow, I'm sure. Things will change tomorrow, seriously. Thursday, Friday, who knows?
So that's it for Crushes and Heartbreaks, Bobbles and Bling. I actually did have some Bobbles and Bling, but I'm not going to bring them here. So I'm going to just show you. I'll show you the example. So as you know, I buy a lot of these Notions pouches, and some people ask me about it. So I'm going to show you again. Yeah. On eBay, I try to wait until I see a seller that's selling these cheap little tape measures for, if I can find them for less, $1 or less a piece. And I look for lots, so I bought a lot of 12, or a seller that's selling multiples, so that you can buy like 12 at one time. If you find a seller that's just selling one, it's not going to be worth it with the shipping. No. But if you can find somebody who's selling them in lots, you can usually get a good deal. So I just ordered 12 more of these for, it worked out to be less than $1 a piece with shipping. They were cheap. And, you know, they're not great, but you just need them to sit in your... It's not like you're going to use them all the time.
I mean, the most you're probably ever going to use them is like 24 inches. I mean,
right, you're not going to use them. I do have some of the flat ones that don't pull out, but I find that these are just easier to keep because you don't have to keep winding them up.
Right.
The other thing that I get is these are called glitter tubes, and I buy them at either Michael's or Joann Fabric. It's just a clear plastic tube, and you can buy them in the aisle where they have all the glitter. And I think it's meant for when you mix glitters together to make your own colors, or if you like need to store glitter in smaller containers. They just have these empty glitter tubes.
Yeah, I got mine.
And I put stitch markers, and then I get some yarn needles, and I put one yarn needle. This one has two because I had a stray one and I didn't want to lose it. So I just put a few stitch markers in there and a yarn needle. And then the other thing I have in there are my miniature scissors. These miniature scissors, I get these for, I think I got this time a dozen for $3. They're super, super cheap. And let me tell you right now, these scissors, about the only thing they're good for is cutting yarn. I don't think you could do much else with them. They're very cheap. But they're so cheap and ridiculous that you would not have to worry.
Oh, they cut paper.
They can cut paper too. You wouldn't want to try to cut a lot of paper with that because they're really tiny. But they're perfect, the perfect size for this pouch. And I just bought a dozen of them for $3. I think, no, it was $4 for a dozen. I think shipping was like $2 more. But it worked out to less than $1 a pair.
I need to get a couple of those because I started using this
as a thing. Yeah.
That's what I need because this is the only other pair of scissors I have.
See, these are perfect. eBay.
And then this is the only other tape measure I have, which is a really heavy-duty one.
These are those nice ones. And
chitty.
I have to wait. The ones that I just bought are coming from China, so who knows how long they'll take. But for less than $1 a piece, I wasn't going to complain about it. But these are from a lady in Ohio. And every once in a while, she has a lot of them. This was a lot of a dozen, and I always buy them if I see them. So next time I get a lot, I'll let you know if you want to. I went in with my friend
Most of the time, I mean,
Diane.
when it comes down to the point where, if I'm breaking it from the skein, I just break it. But you need the scissors after weaving because you
want to get close in. So and these are so cheap. Like if these ever got confiscated at an airport or if they fell out and got lost, I wouldn't care.
Right.
As I would about some of my nicer small scissors. And if you buy a pair of embroidery scissors, which would fit in here great, they're like $7 or $8 a pair. Even if you can find them cheap, they're like $3 or $4 a pair. My
favorite scissors are these from the knit kit.
Yeah, I love those.
Those are my favorite.
And they sell some like that too, but they're more expensive. I looked because these.
Oh, but you're making.
I'm making multiples of these, so I have to keep them.
Where I have 2 project bags, I really only want 1 more of these.
But I've told everybody.
I can't find the one you gave me.
What does it look like?
It was one of these.
I know, but what did it look like?
I
don't remember either. It had
I don't remember.
Something that I picked out for you because
you gave me this.
That was in it. Yeah.
The one thing that I've come to notice with stitch markers, and I told you this.
Yeah.
I use this. I find in the jewelry aisle. These stitch markers. They're not even stitch markers.
They're just circles.
They're circles. I like those because they don't have charms on them. They don't get in my way. Well, last night I was putting regular stitch markers on, and I'm like, I don't like these.
Well, give me all your regular stitch markers.
Well, some of them I'll keep because they're the ones that you made.
Yeah, these Lois made for me. I like the one with the little bead on them. But for a bigger project, I like to have one that has a dangle on it so I can see it all the time.
Well, I do keep some of those.
For like the center marker or whatever. So I always have a couple of each in my thing. You can see I have some dangly ones in here, and I have some just plain round ones in here. And I try to keep one of these in every bag that I have. And I'm thinking now, I have so many, I might be able to actually store some of them in the bag that I like them to go with. Because I like them to match, as you can see.
Oh, yeah.
Not doing a great job with the matching.
Well, see, I wanted to use, I have the watermelon one that you got on this one for me. But I didn't have scissors that were small enough. I do somewhere, I just didn't know where they were.
And remember this little stitch marker bag that one of our viewers got us? I have some things in there, too. I have some stitch markers in there. These are the ones that can go with this project. But I took that other one out of another project to throw in there because I can't find what I did with the one that was in here. So, yeah, I got to work that out. But that was my strategy. And so periodically I go on eBay. People ask me on Instagram where I got them, and that's what I do. I look on eBay. I search for small or miniature scissors. Small is better because if you do miniature, sometimes you get like dollhouse scissors. Those are not going to work. Or charms. Mm. Small scissors works the best, and then I just search on tape measure. I've tried doing it through Amazon, and one time on Amazon I found the scissors for cheap. But usually I can't find them, so I try to wait until somebody has them on eBay. And I don't know, I always find the same kind, so they must be out there, and somebody must sell them. But I can't tell from the packaging where they're sourced from. If I only could, I'd order like 100 and just be done with it. They're so cheap. But yeah, so that's all my baubles and bling for this week.
I got nothing. I never do.
Gus?
I was just gonna say we weren't able to get to the mailbox because we decided to record at such a
last
minute thing in the mailbox. Post office box closes for lunch between 12 and 1:30. Yeah. I'll check it on my way home.
Cool. So, gossip and innuendo. The first thing I want to say is, if you haven't seen it already, on May 28th or 29th, we got an email from Blip that said they will no longer be hosting our podcast. And
which we kind of knew would be coming.
I told you it was going to happen. It has affected another big group of podcasters. I think they may still be retaining their highest earners until the last cut, but somebody said that they heard they were getting rid of all the podcast formats, so I don't know. But I know that it affected us, and what they said is starting on June 7th, July 7th, we are no longer allowed to upload media to their servers. And after September 1st, we won't be able to have access to the media that's stored there. They'll wipe everything. So my task for the summer is to move everything onto another server, which means I will be archiving everything on archive.org, and I will also be putting everything that I can up as a YouTube video. I put it, there is in our group, I did a thread on this, but I've already started, I'm no longer publishing to Blip. So if you are watching on Blip,
stop.
I actually might publish this on Blip just so if there's anybody who's watching, they can see that I am no longer putting it on Blip. Just because it's not worth my time. When we did all of the hard work that we did in March, with the help of Stitched by Jessalou, who helped me with a lot of technical things, and then I got information from Just Run It. Megan from Stockinette Zombies had some helpful information, and Cece Allman from the Geeky Girls also gave me information. I came up with a contingency plan for when we got kicked off of Blip. And the reason I did is because Blip was so shady back and forth with me when I was trying to email them to find out what was going on, that I knew they were not caring about retaining us as somebody on their show, on their station or whatever they call it. So I already had a plan. So as of last week I have a new host. It shouldn't affect anything for anybody unless you try to watch on the Blip player. If you watch on the Blip player, it doesn't. Last week's episode does not show up because I didn't bother to put it up there. I was so mad. I was like, I'm just not even going to bother. Because all I will have to do if I do upload there is take it back down. So, or wait for them to delete it. So iTunes is going to remain exactly the same. I think episode 140 forward is on iTunes. That's not going to change because iTunes is streaming from our new host. The podcast will now have a player that is streaming from archive.org. They do embeds there, and they encourage you to do it. It's going to look a little different. I can't control the thumbnail. I think I can control the thumbnail, but I haven't figured out how to do it yet. So for a while, they're going to look weird. I'm streaming in a different format. I'm streaming in MP4. I know one person said that they couldn't get the video to play, and it seems to work fine when I look at it, but, if a lot of people are having problems with MP4, I can, I don't know if I can do it in another format. I didn't check. I don't know. But it has actually cut down the time.
Oh, good.
For me. I only have to convert it once.
That's good. And
it can stream to 2 different places from archive, and then I upload it to YouTube. So it's cut like 40 minutes out of my like publication time. So it's actually a good thing. And because I'm going to have to put a lot of the older media onto archive.org to save it, eventually I may relink those shows. But what you're going to find out is after September 1st, there are going to be old episodes of our show that you cannot see on the blog. The links will be broken. I'm going to try to repair the links as I put everything in. And I might actually put everything back up on iTunes because I can, because it's the same media. So I have a list of shows and episodes and where you can find them that I'm going to update on our thread. So you can look there to find out where stuff is if you want to see it. And I'll just be doing a few at a time. For those of you that don't know about the computer stuff, I'll just tell you, I have to download from Blip onto my computer, which can take 20 to 30 minutes per episode. And then I have to reformat it to an MP4, which takes about 5 minutes. That's not a big deal. Then I have to upload it to archive.org, which can take between 10 and 30 minutes. So it's a slow process. I can only do a few a day because it basically means I have to just have my computer running all the time. So I'm going to do the best that I can, and I am going to make sure I get everything off by September, but it might actually take me until September to do that. And since I've already put a lot of the stuff on YouTube, I'm going to start working backwards this time instead of working from the earliest up, so that it'll just be easier for me to work backwards. So starting with episode 139, I'm going to start doing them. So at least if it, worst case scenario, I don't have to move the last 50 episodes because they're already on YouTube, and I can just get them from YouTube. But, I have to work with what I'm doing. So bear with me. And now for the fun stuff.
Now for something completely different.
The stash busting month of May, we are giving away this beautiful box bag.
I love the colors.
I know.
They're very bright.
I wish we knew who the maker was. There's no tag. Ooh. Hey, a stitch marker. There's no tag on it, so I don't know who the maker is, but it was donated to our podcast, and it's super cute.
Hold a skeiny sock yarn in
a sock project. And we are also giving away a felt embellishment of a sheep, so cute, from Just Fibers, as a little bonus to go in your bag. This is your reward for getting rid of some of your stash. And we drew before the show.
Well, we didn't think you wanted more stash, but yeah, who knows?
Sometimes it's going to be a non-fiber prize, but this is a really nice box bag. Cute. Perfect for a pair of socks if you're doing our sock knit along. Mm-hmm. And we drew, and who is the lucky
number 104, Dingle Daisy, also known as Eloise, and she had made a pink hat. So, Dingle Daisy, PM me your snail mail address, and I will mail it out to you.
So, that is for the stash down. Again, you can join this month's one. Use yarn that's 6 months or older, and you can win a prize. Now, I'm having a problem.
There's something in the...
The next thing that we're drawing for...
is going to be Yvonne's Wings.
It's a pattern by Kimberly, who is Kimberly Gintar, the Giving Flower. And she designed it in memory of a friend who died. And Sheila picked the winner.
And number 58, Knit Pick 56, Terry. So contact... Oh, no. You can do that one.
Yeah. Contact... Oh, actually, I'll just give you the... I will just send your name to Kimberly Gintar.
Knit Pick 56. I would show you the pattern, but for some reason my... Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I can do it now. My internet wasn't... Her internet wasn't working.
It's a beautiful pattern.
That's
great. It's gorgeous. So enjoy that, Terry. And no need to contact me because I'm just going to pass your name on to Kimberly Gintar. And thank you, Kimberly, for doing a pattern.
So the next thing we have to give away is the Coswald fiber that you got from Louette.
So there were so many people that were interested in this, I decided that I would just draw one person for each bag. So this is almost half a pound of fiber. I spun a little bit of it. And Sheila drew...
number 16, which was...
Huntress 1327.
Oh, this is the Coswald. I'm sorry.
Whoops. This is Jacob. Sorry, this is the
Coswald. I'm like, wait
Huntress.
A minute. Huntress
1327 Jen. You are going to love spinning this. It is so fun. Enjoy it. And you know what? If you have a chance, post back on the group and tell us how you liked it. And if you don't like it, pass it on to somebody else who's in the thread. That would be like, a cool thing to do.
Oh.
But PM Sheila with your... What did you do?
I have no idea. I don't know. I think I might have... I don't know. I think I went to a... I think I know what I did. Sorry. I think I went to a twin stitch and... Undid it, but I think I know what I can do to get it back on.
Well, Jen, PM Sheila with your info, because she's the responsible one of the two of us. And she will send it out. The next thing that we're giving away is the Louette Jacob Sliver. And this is going to Elizabeth. If you want your Jacob, it's, again, almost half a pound. Please contact Sheila with your deets. And she will send it out to you. And remember that you can, squish the air out of it.
Right. I'm just letting you know, as of right now, if you do not get me your shipping address before a Wednesday, it won't happen until the following week. That may change, but I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, because she has limited things. The last limited days when she can go to the post office. Yeah. The last thing that I'm giving away is this wonderful Luette North America Northern Lights wool top. And this is going to Have Faith Karen. Post number 6. You will get this pencil roving, which was a lot of fun to do. And again, this, once again, almost half a pound. So send your details to Sheila, and she will ship that out to you when she can. So, yeah, thanks for doing all the contests and giveaways. I'm so happy that Luette gave us those fibers for review, and that's actually a really good place. It would be fun to buy fiber from there. You could dye it yourself. They have a lot of undyed fiber, and experiment with that. That's something I might do sometime. So, I hope everyone has a great week. If you have problems with the with getting the player to play on the blog, let me know. Nothing should change. Our feed did not change. If you are signed up to our feed, it should still operate as it always has. If you have a problem with the feed, all I can suggest is trying to unsubscribe and resubscribe. But when I looked, it was feeding normally. And iTunes is going to remain the same, and YouTube will remain the same. And I actually will link you to, I'll put a link from now on to archive.org in case people want to watch it directly from the source. So I can do that too.
Okay, sounds good.
Yes, so have a great week.
And we'll see you next week. Knit with Heart.
Bye.